Daniel Hill, 28.2, part 2. For career planning, short-term goal I did was physicality, so work out, go to the gym. So the gym I'd suggest, to work out at the gym, you obviously need to have the right gym equipment, which at Norwich they do. For his physicality, I'd work on improving his power in his legs, so he can jump higher, win more aerials, and his upper body strength. So for that, I'll do some plyometric training on his legs and some weight training for his upper body. Then I want to improve his upper body strength by quite a bit. So probably by about 10-15 kg. With his run rep max increased by the 31st of August, so just before the next season. Then medium-term goals, I suggested for him to go to the Premier League, play for the Premier League, so he could go to the Premier League and go to the Premier League in the next few years. So to do that, he just needs to keep performing well, as he is. So keep performing well and impressing everyone with his performances. Improve upon his physical aspects, because the Premier League's a very physical league, so he needs to improve his physicality quite a bit and keep improving his technical side as well. Then for that, he'd need support from his coaches and players at current club, and then some contacts from other clubs maybe that could help him get to that high standard. Then just needs to keep showing his skill, improving weaker aspects and his stronger aspects. So improve physicality and his technicality. Then a long-term goal, to get there, he'd need some other contacts. So obviously him working through the England under-21s, he'll get some contacts from there, like players that will make it through into the senior squad from the under-21s already, or coaching staff that could help him get into the senior team. And he just needs to keep performing well, get regular first team football in the Premier League, do well in the league, then just keep training, keep improving. So the medium-term goal, was by the end of next season. So, and then the long-term goal was up at the target deadline for the 1st of the 6th, 2022, so just before the World Cup in 2022. So then also for the key considerations, so some transitions in the club. So if he does move club, he'll need to move into city and move house and change of city. And so it could be a change of lifestyle, just everything, just different faces. Everything's changed, maybe out of his comfort zone. So he'll be obviously playing for a new club in a new city somewhere else, maybe really far away. So he just needs to get ready for that transition. So obviously, get a house, just look around places, and see what there is around. Then if there's a change of coach, which James Maddison will probably leave before the coach leaves, because there's rumours about James Maddison leaving. But if he doesn't, he would need to work with a new coach. So he'd need to work hard to try and earn his spot in the team still with the new coach, because obviously a new coach would come in with quite a clear mind, and then we'll need players to work for their places still, try and work again for their places. So we need to work hard, keep performing, maybe get to know the manager a bit more, talk to him, get to know him, just be friendly and stuff. Then if he changed club, which he might be sold, he'll need to work hard to impress the new players and stuff, because you need to get your confidence up with the new players. So obviously, you can't go into a new club thinking, oh, these players are better than me, you know what I mean, and then not really performing to your standard just because you've gone up a level. You need to perform just as well as you can do, and just be confident in yourself. So he'd need to just impress all the new players, staff, so that everyone kind of respects him. So then he will more likely get into the team. He'll and if he just trains hard, does all of that, then everyone will obviously respect him, and he'll be more accomplished at the new club than if he was to just settle, Then illnesses can be very very unpredictable and hard to avoid. So all you can really do is eat well-balanced diet, just good hygiene, and then sleep well, and then obviously exercise. And then if there's injuries and illness, if that's similar, so injuries, just prevent injuries, warming up, stretching a bit more, do some just more resistance work and stuff like that, rather than more weight. You can do a bit more endurance to make sure your muscles won't really get pulled as easily, stuff like that. Then permanent injury, that can be unpredictable and can't really avoid. If it's a bad challenge, it's too unpredictable, you can't really avoid it at all. If it's just studs in, really bad challenge, leg breaker, you can't really avoid that. But if it's ligament damage, if it's torn ligament and it's just permanent, won't be able to play again, just prepare for if it's a high intensity training, just keep preparing for it, and don't jump in too far. Then just warm ups, make sure they're all suitable, and just stretching, working on each individual part of the body. Then retirement plan. So some possible career options for after he is to retire. So I've put down he could be a pundit. So obviously go on to shows Lampard, John, Ferdinand, all that they did. He just talk about games because he's a knowledgeable player. Psychologically, he's very good at football. He knows a lot. He's quite intelligent, so he can analyse the game quite well. And that he'll be good for a pundit. So if he was to work towards that, he could go on more do more speaking roles, so he gets the confidence up. So he could do he could say go on news, go on BBC Norfolk, Radio Norfolk, stuff like that, just to get his confidence up with just speaking and stuff like that. And also coaching, because earlier I mentioned about he took, when he was at Coventry, was it Coventry? Yeah, he took some kids on a pre-season tour thing. He was doing coaching, so he's obviously had some experience in that, so he'll be really good at that. He just some things he needs to do is just his coaching qualifications, which he might already have, because I know a lot of players get it while they're playing. They get put through the courses. Then if he does go into coaching, he just needs more experience, so he could start off quite low or do some academy, and then just keep working on it, just get more experience, more qualifications. Then he'll be in coaching of be a head coach for a professional team in no time. Then commentating, so he could also do some commentating, which is kind of similar to the pundit, except you don't really need to know as much. You don't really need to analyse the game as much. Whereas commentating, you're just talking about the game. And a way to get out there for that is just get yourself known, really. So if everyone knows who you are, you're more likely to you're more likely to get a job if you're just commentating over a game. So you could again for that just practice with talking, so you could go on BBC radio shows, stuff like that, which would all be good. Then the last bit, it's important to set like clear goals that cover like the whole of your career, because if you don't really set goals, you don't really improve as much. So if like goals to be good, like SMART targets, obviously they're the best ways to like for improvement. So obviously specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So if your targets and goals that you put out have all those things, then they're more likely to be like to improve you most. So if they're specific, you know exactly what you want to do. Measurable, so you can actually measure if you've achieved it. Achievable, so it's obviously got to be able for you to do. Then realistic, is it realistic within that time? And then you've got to put a time on it so you can know when it's got to be done by. And then that just keeps making you work, trying to get each goal individually. But if you just set one long goal over your whole career, like I want to make like 300 appearances, like it's just a bit, it isn't really that motivational. Whereas like I want to get like 10 goals by December, it's like, yeah, I want to keep doing this. Or like I want to, like say just someone wants to lose weight or something, like I want to lose like a kg by this date. It's just a lot more useful. So goals being set over your career are very important to improve your, just to improve yourself and keep you working hard and motivated. It also helps you enjoy your sport more and just helps you with a lot of things. Then it's also important for planning retirement during your career, because obviously the career is quite short, so most players don't really last till they're about like over like 33, 34ish. So after that, you don't really have a way of getting money in, so you've got to branch off into something else in your career. So you've got to think about what you're going to do with that. So obviously you've got some, because after that, yeah, so you've got to think what you've got to do. So after that, if you don't think at all what you want to do, don't have a clue, you'll just not really be earning any money for, like after you stop playing. It's just, you won't have anything to do. It's just, so it's important to plan so you can know what goals to set yourself towards, what you want to do from that. So if you wanted to say go into coaching, just, okay, I want to do my coaching qualification straight after or during I'm doing my career. So then you can do it on the side or do it after, and you just know exactly what you want to do. So then you've got a career after your career of football. So then you've just got a job you can actually do. Then it's important to praise yourself honestly. So you've got to like be honest with yourself. Like if you're just going to lie and say like, oh yeah, I don't feel like I'm good at this, when you feel like, oh yeah, I am quite good at that, and you just won't really want to work on it as much. Or say you, so it's the other way around. So you're good. If you're not good at something, you think, oh yeah, I'm quite good at that. You won't really you don't work on it as much, so you won't improve. You've got to, with a career plan, you want to know what you want to do, and you want to know, you want to know how good you are, whether it's realistic, like the SMART target. You want to know, can I do this? Is it realistic? Is it achievable for me? Am I good enough to make sure I am in the England squad in like 5 years? Like, if the answer, you've got to be honest whether you feel like you have that ability. So if you're like, say, if I was, well, if it was me, I wouldn't really want to be in my career plan like, oh yeah, I want to go full-time pro, you know, because it's not really going to happen. So you've got to be honest with your ability and just understand that some things aren't really going to be achievable. Because then you might, like, if you don't achieve it, you might be put down even more. You might not be motivated to do things in the future, or you just might fail, have no backup options, and it's just easier to be honest and all that.